Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a community chat, um, working chat, promotion chat. Um, yeah, so I thought I'd come on here and chew the fat for an hour or so while I promote today's show. Let's see. All right, it is cold out here. Yeah, we got snow. We got snow. We they said we are gonna get some, and they weren't kidding. We got some snow. It is, ooh, but it's not going to last very long. It warmed up pretty well outside, so it's already starting to melt. But still interesting to see. All right. Let's see. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Let's see. Let's talk about movies and stuff. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, we're talking movies. So I guess we can start talking about tonight. Tonight we have tonight we're going to be having a watch party, and we're going to be watching Hunter's Moon with the gentleman who wrote it. And hey, Henry, how are you? We're going to be talking tonight here at 9 o'clock. We're going to be doing a watch party for Hunter's Moon, which will feature the screenwriter and director Michael Cassie will be here with us tonight at 9 p.m. We'll be joined by young filmmaker Khalil Neal. He'll also be joining us as a special co-host. Hey, Stephen, how are you, sir? All right, all right. Um, yeah, man, had a good week. Had a good week. Had a lot of fun with Nikki Burton and Jude Fox. They came over and chatted with us this week, and we were talking about the occurrence at River Oaks, which was outstanding, super outstanding. Hey, Sarah, how are you? How are you? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Um, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Hey, Snow. All right. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. We are going to be talking tonight at 9 p.m. This is what I'm doing mostly today. At 9 p.m., uh, we'll be talking to Michael Cassie from the director and screenwriter of Hunter's Moon, which is one of the most creative and most interesting premises I've ever seen for a werewolf movie in my life. I absolutely love it, and can't wait for you guys to come over. And Michael's going to be talking about it. No, no, I have not seen you around. I haven't even seen you around Cheetah's page. Hey, Echo, I see Echo is here. Don't eat the yellow snow. That's right. Not unless you're watching Jackass. No, not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Trying to stay warm. We got about a couple inches of snow on the ground, but it's already melting. Uh, the All right. Steven's having a Walking Dead marathon and making some IMDb group posts. I didn't know IMDb has. Oh yes, you're looking. Oh sweet. So you were looking for guests in the IMDb groups. Awesome. Yes, yes. I will be doing that myself before too much longer. Um, that's great. Those IMDb groups, you find some really cool people there. There's a lot of cool performers, artists there in there, and a lot of them actually know the value of good press. Not every one of them do. Um, let's see. Oh, that even makes it even better. Yeah, I tend to join the IMDb private groups myself too, Stephen. Um, uh, um, and I joined them as well. So there's how that goes with the public groups. They can be overwhelmed with spam and also all sorts of other crap. But I found that private IMDb groups are much better. You can get interviews that way, and you know that they're more serious. So uh, see, I am red, so I'm perfectly good for eating red snow. Oh, yikes! That could be a movie already. That could be a movie. Um, so yeah, well, you guys can hang out with us. We're gonna be making a new banner here. Um, we are doing a watch party. We're doing a watch party tonight with Michael Cassie, but we're also doing another one next month with filmmaker Joe Lujan, and we are going to be watching Rust 3. Uh, okay, yes. That's a really cool picture, actually. Oh, that is pretty cool. All right, so what we're going to do is just drop this down here. And we're going to make a banner for that. Let's see. I did. I did listen to it, Snow. I did. I thought it was really fine. I thought it was good. Hey, Mike, how are you? How are you? Hopefully you're doing well over in the UK. I was due to be going over to the UK next month. Unfortunately, our friend, and we definitely want to give him a shout out while we're here, our good friend Dave from Savage Zombies Review. Um, he went from having a bad back to being airlifted to the mainland for some advanced medical help. So keep Savage Zombies reviews in your prayers and thoughts. Hopefully he'll be able to come back soon. We also are our thoughts out to Philip, who's one of the co-owners of Nightmare Toys in Las Vegas, who we had Christy Adams on the show many times. Well, one of the other partners was seriously ill as well. He had 2 heart attacks too, and he had to have surgery twice, according to Christie. And so he's in there fighting as well. So uh, oh man, that would I would love to go to the UK. I have a lot of friends there. I developed a lot of friends in the UK. Um, ever since I started my YouTube channel, I love going across the pond. It's a lot of fun. We talk to a lot of interesting people. And I got to get back more into that too, because I do miss talking to English actors. They're a lot of fun to chat with, and yeah, I have not done that as much as not as much as I should have. Um, but we did have a good chat with Chris Annabelle and Rick Malin from One Night Rental. We had a great interview with them, and it was a lot of fun. And both those guys are chasing their dreams. And One Night Rental is hopefully it'll be land here soon enough so you can watch it on Tubi, so people can see a young film director on the rise. Snow says she's had 4 of those things, and they're not fun. Oh man, that's a lot. Red Snow is on Tubi. Okay, I was thinking more like Dead Snow myself, but yeah, Red Snow. The first one is on Tubi, and then the second, I think Dead Snow is the one I'm thinking about, isn't it? Dead Snow. Let's see. Let's see. Echo says he deleted his Echo Zero Facebook now. I just have my personal one. Um, uh, oh, okay. Sorry about that. Well, people wanted your name. Yeah, heart attacks are no fun. Neither are strokes. And another young lady who we know who has been a guest on the show, her name is Emiko, and she's had a couple of strokes, which is really alarming because she's such a young person. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the time of the year for medical emergencies, right? Our interview with Heather Harlow went very well. She is very charming, and I enjoy talking to her. I do believe that there will be a Heather Harlow sighting at the end of uh, April on the House of Horrors. I believe. And I hear that Echo is going to be taking over the House of Horrors on April. Let's see, when's Echo taking over? Echo is taking over the House of Horrors on the 20th. Wow. The 20th of April. I got that circled out. I got that on my calendar, to tell you the truth, Echo. I have that on my calendar. And there's our good friend Kevin from Tuber Chat. Greetings, sir. Greetings. Uh, yeah, Echo, you are taking over the House of Horrors on April 20th. You are responsible for everything. So it is time. It is time. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you come up with. It's going to be fun, creative. Um, now Echo's going, what? What? It is now only the 22nd of May or 22nd of March. So in theory, young man, in theory, you have you have 29 days to get a guest and to promote the show. 29 days. I have full faith in Echo Zero finding a guest, a good strong guest, and can't be a repeat guest, cannot be a repeat guest, and it can't be a tuber. That means we're putting him on the clock. He's going to find us a very cool artist to talk to. I don't know who it is yet. I'm going to be here in the bullpen. Um, I know that I see. Um, how goes it, Kevin? How are you? How are you? That was interesting the other night when I caught the end of your live stream when you're in Niagara Falls. I was so surprised to see how quiet it was. I mean, there was no traffic on the roads in Canada, none. I love Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. It's beautiful. The U.S. side, eh, but the Canadian side is a lot of fun. Yo, Gareth in the house. I believe that he will be on later on today with the Bat and Matt. They will be on watching an action adventure movie. Um, what are you guys watching today, Gareth? I know whatever it is going to be fun. And like I said, I know it has Pogwall 316, aka Matt, and it also has the Bat, aka the Bat, Al Lucard. That'll be fun. I think that Wes is on tonight too. He's on at 10 o'clock tonight, at 10 o'clock Eastern tonight. He is talking to a director as well. He will be going on after an hour after I start. So I think that let me see what the director's name is. I think he put it on his social. So let me take a look. I'll tell you who it is. It's a director I haven't heard of, but that, let's see. Michael Todd Snyder. He is a actor, a director, and special effects master. So he's doing that tonight on the Ninth Circle, the ninth level, the Ninth Circle. That will be very entertaining. I've never heard of him. I'm sure he's probably into extreme horror. Um, but yeah, a man of all trades. Okay, let me ask you guys this question. How many of you guys are still watching reality TV? Uh, yeah, I can help you with that, Alicia. I can help you with that. I can, because I mean, to get yourself out there to promote yourself a little better, we could do that. I mean, it's a shame to create a album of music, but no, can't get it out to anybody to hear it. So we'll have to do something about that. Um, personally, I think it's your music, so you could put out a video of it and then put it on your couple, put a couple of singles out on your channel. It is your music, it's copyrighted, and put it out there, let people discover it. But yeah, to me, speaking from the music background, it's sort of pointless to create music but not have anybody hear it. So we definitely got to fix that for you. And unfortunately, that's the deal too about doing publicity. Um, because I actually get this question a lot. I think Steven probably gets this question as well. But a lot of people come up to me and ask me, well, how do I pick my guests for my show? Now, a lot of them are just, just word of mouth. A lot of them are just friends. But what I do is like I look for, when I look for someone to come onto the show, or they ask me if they could come onto the show, because I've had a lot. I've actually it happens more and more where I get asked, how can I get on the show? Um, so what I do is I do look at what they bring, right? Because it's very tough here on YouTube to get an audience. So what you try to do is you try to get somebody out there who does have a pretty good YouTube following. That's the first thing. I mean, if they got some people out there, now it doesn't mean they follow you. They don't. A lot of the times, from so far, what we've run across is we get a lot of people willing to talk to us, but as far as drawing anybody goes, it's a little bit tougher. It's a little bit tougher. So you definitely want to try to bring somebody who's got a following into the show. Um, Now, have I done shows where people hadn't had a big following or they hadn't had a lot of work? Yes, of course. Um, in fact, we had that last week, and it was absolutely sensational. We had two artists together that between the two of them, they had 3 credits. Now, normally, when we interview or when I interview anybody, I generally try to have someone have at least 4 to 5 different credits on their IMDb or what have you, or or if they have a lot of paintings, I like to see them paint. I like to see them draw. If they could show off some of their work, that sort of thing. Um, artists the same way. To me, I haven't had, I've had singers do 2, 3 songs. I think the only thing I have not had anybody do as a poet is read a couple of their poems. I will do that one day. Um, but you try to get someone with a following and with a body of work so you can actually have a conversation. Um, if you don't have a following, you need to get one so people can know who you are. Um, we all know how it is on the tube, right? I mean, unless there's a hook, unless there's a reason to be there, a lot of people will just come to a channel, stay for a few seconds, and then go off to the next one. It is what it is. I do that. If I go and I land on somebody's channel and they're not really doing anything or saying anything fun or whatnot, then I tend to go. But I'd like to be hooked. I'd like to stay and just listen to it. Um, yeah, see, I personally, what I would do, Snow, honestly, God, if I was you, I would point that camera right at me, and I would do some poetry reading. I mean, honestly, that's what I would do. I have no problem saying that. If you have poetry and if you want to share it, I think there's no better way than to get it out there than to read your own poetry. That's how you sell books. That's how you get people interested, is that you present it. See, look at that. See, I have a book of poetry published at Amazon. I have 2 albums that were fully produced on iTunes and Spotify, and 10 albums of music, thousands of art. But no one knows it. No one knows it. Um, yeah, he just, don't. But that's the way. That's the way. Us. Unfortunately, that the Andy Warhol. Everyone wants their 15 minutes worth of fame, but now it's down to like 15 seconds worth of fame, right? Let's see. Hey, Jim, how are you? Welcome in. That's what I would do. Snow, to reintroduce yourself. I would actually do an hour live. Do an hour live like we're doing here. Do an hour live. Talk poetry. Talk music. Read off a couple of poems. Do a couple of songs. You don't have to do it every week, but just get it out there. Once people hear it and see it, they'll talk about it. Definitely they will. Hi, Mary. Mary will be our guest on April 5th. And I can't wait to talk to Mary. Mary is not only is she an ISC midnighter, she is also a fine artist in her own right. Gareth says, I'm in the video store at 5 p.m. Eastern time, so I don't have to be on with Al. Oh my God. So you're just gonna leave Al hanging, right? Upside down? Hopefully you're doing well, Jim. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Um, yeah. So tonight at 9 o'clock, since I got a nice crowd here, tonight at 9 o'clock, we will be back live here on 8 Questions with, or actually, we have Cheetah will watch. We will be watching Hunter's Moon with Michael Cassie. That will be tonight. And so it's, to me, Hunter's Moon. I love the premise. Absolutely crazy idea. Great story. I love it. And Michael is not only a screenwriter and a director, but he's also a writer. He's a novelist as well. And one of the questions I'm definitely gonna be asking him again is, I'm gonna sit there and go like, Are you gonna write some short stories and carry on with Hunter's Moon? Because I would read that in a heartbeat. If he wrote about Hunter's Moon, the family in the movie, I would be there in a heartbeat. Hi Sue, how are you? How are you? Jim says he just got back from a very intense job interview. So if it's fairly intense, that means they're most likely going to hire you, Jim. When they get to be all that intense, that means someone's going to be sitting there going like, yeah, we need this guy. Yeah, we had snow too today. We got about an inch or two. Not too much, and it's already 40 degrees, and it's already going to start to melt. It's a late March snow, but it is cold here. All right. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do Hunter's Moon tonight. Then April 12th, we have director Joe Lujan, uh, director and Carcass Studio owner Joe Lujan. He will be here on April 12th, and we will be watching and discussing Rust 3, the third of the Rust trilogy. And then in May, I'm going to go ahead and reach out to Michael James Bernard, and we're going to have him and hopefully Rob and Dylan from the movie You Should Have Killed Me. We're going to have them come out and talk about their movie as well, because I love the movie and I love the cast, the good people. Uh, Iowa rocks, and so they're going to come out in May and hang out with us. So, and then after that, I don't know who, but we'll get somebody in here. So I'm really enjoying the idea. We did that before. Last month we had Joe Cornett, Sean Murray, and Carrie Goodwin come out, and we did a watch party for Gunfight at Rio Bravo. That was a lot of fun, and it's on my channel right now. If you guys did not see that, you can. We've also interviewed Joe twice. We interviewed him with his producing partner Alexander Nevsky, and we interviewed Joe one-on-one. We have the lovely Carrie Goodwin will be here with us next Wednesday on 8 Questions With, and we'll be interviewing her one-on-one. And then on April 2nd, we get Sean Murray one-on-one. And you really want to be there for Sean. Sean, Sean, that's crazy. He's done so many movies. As soon as you see the movies, you're gonna say that was him. I mean, movies that you probably didn't even realize that he scored. I love music scores. I love scores so much more than I do soundtracks. I'm not a really much of a soundtrack guy. I'm mostly a score guy, and yeah, he makes some great music. Um, if you don't mind, Jim, can you tell us where you interviewed at, or you want to keep that on the down low? All right, and let me go ahead and see if I can bring this up. See if I can. Oh my gosh, Vale. Vale is a hoot. Oh my gosh, she's a hoot. Okay. Oh my god. I gotta bring her back on. Let's see. Oh wow, you would do really well there. The county youth detention facility. Yeah, I think you do really well there because you have compassion and empathy, and a lot of times that's what they really need, to be a guardians for the 13, 17-year-olds awaiting trial or sentencing for crimes up to murder. Yeah, that's a tough role, man. But you know what you need more than anything else in a role like that? You need to have empathy, and that's something I would definitely say that you do have. It is James from the Friendly Men walking through the door. We will be reuniting with the Friendly Men on April 20th at 4 p.m. We will be talking with the Canadian band Jaded Truth at 4 p.m. on April 20th. Um, yeah, see, that's what I think. I believe you are too, Jim. I think you'd be very strong in that role because I mean, you gotta have empathy. You really do for a situation like that. Even when they're yeah, they're up for murder and whatnot. You still gotta have a little empathy for them. Speaking of that, Michigan did set a legal precedent this week, and one I'm fully invested in. One I totally approve of it. The parents of a kid who shot up a school and killed four people. The parents were convicted of involuntary manslaughter because they bought their kid a gun, and they were not paying attention to him at all. There was warning signs that he was crazy, that he was violent, that he was unstable. They bought him a handgun. The next day, he went to the school and shot it up. Um, the school had actually discovered a picture that this kid drew. They called the parents up to sit there and say, "Hey, something's not right with your kid." They turned around and said, "Well, we can't pick him up right now because we're at work." And then later on, a couple hours later, he opened fire and killed 4 people. So now they're looking at between 15 to whatever the judge throws the books at them at. They're going to jail for their son's murder, for their son murdering people. So I think that's a really good idea. I'm down with that. If you're not watching your kids and you letting them have access to weapons, that's what they do down in Texas. Texas, you could be put on the death. You could actually get a sentence to death in Texas if you're in the car with someone who's going to commit murder. And if you don't do anything to try to stop it, or if you're part of it, if you're in the, you could actually go down for that. But I didn't know. That's no excuse. You don't know your friends well enough to know what they're doing? Really? You gonna tell me that? I just met them. Well, that's something you're gonna have to prove. Hey, Professor, how are you? Yeah, I'm. They're both gonna go down for it. The Crumleys. What a perfect last name too. No accountability. No, the parents they're the no accountability. The dad was threatening the prosecuting attorney. I can't wait for the judge to get a hold of his ass on April 9th. I bet the judge I think they put the building down on their asses. Definitely, you can definitely tell that those parents knew about their son not being crazy and being violent, and they encouraged it. They certainly did. Um, yeah, that's right, Professor. Yep. Uh, it's sad. My city, the parental involvement is so bad, it's leading to younger and younger kids involved in crimes. Yeah, but yeah, we're still going to encourage kids. We still encourage girls to have kids. Crazy, isn't it? All right. I never thought about that either, Professor. It's like that saying for that. It's like the dad from Friday. All you need is just all we needed back then were two of these. You win some, you lose some. I mean, I had a handful of fights in high school. Some I got my ass beat. Sometimes I was doing the beating. It happens. But the thing is, though, the next day or after 3 days, you might get suspended for 3 days, but then you come back. And a lot of times, the person who you've had a fight with, you're all right with. You end up becoming friends with them. Let's see. Let me go ahead and post this rust up here. Right. Have I watched that Quiet on Set docuseries yet? No, no, I haven't. But Dan Snyder, I don't know why people think this is new, because he's been identified as a creep for years. People have always commented on him. He was really weird. Yeah, he always had a reputation as being a creeper. So I'm not really surprised by that. And I think he'll end up being charged for something or another. But again, let me say this. It's like, where are the parents in all this? Where are the parents in this? Everybody, like I've commented on this before. I've commented on before that. I mean, I've been in a few groups, and like my first rule, my first rule when it comes down to interviewing is no minors. Nobody, nobody like under 15. None of that. If they're over 18, um, if they're over 15 or 16, which I don't actively look for, um, that I want the parent involved. I believe that Khalil, I didn't ask for Khalil Neal, but I think he's 17 or 18. But I was really happy to see that his dad was there to support him. Right? That's how it is. You should, if you don't know, get involved with your kid, see what he's doing. Um, but I had parents come to me wanting me to talk to their minor child. Like I'm talking like 7 or 8 year olds. Their parents came to me and said that, would you like to talk to my kid? He's done commercials. I'm like, I don't do minors. I don't interview minors. I just don't. I don't think it's no. I'm not really comfortable at all doing that. When I got offered to get a chance to interview the girl from Megan, I passed. I passed. I had no. I'm sure Amy McDonald's a sweet person, and her parents are very much involved with her and everything else. But I passed on that. I had no interest. When she turns 18, I will be more than happy to talk to her. But anybody under 18 or under, I have no interest in talking to. That's important. And I think these parents are in such a hurry to become famous. You wonder about who wants to be more famous, the kid or the parent. I mean, when you're sitting there as a parent, you're sitting there in a group saying to an unknown person, sitting there going like, "Do you want to talk to my 10-year-old?" There's something inherently really wrong about that. It's it's it it scared me. Okay, it scared me that some parent would sit there like, you don't know who the hell I am. You just see a face on a monitor. You don't know who I am. And yet the first thing you do is you jump in there and say, like when I asked for the people who wanted to be interviewed, I would get these parents. I mean, they didn't even bother looking at my website. They didn't bother looking at my YouTube channel. They didn't bother anything. They didn't ask for my references. When I do an interview, even with an adult now, when I do an interview with an adult, one of the things I comment on is I have references and you can vet me. They can vet, and vet me out. Check my background. You want to ask any questions of me? You're more than happy to do so. I encourage anybody to do that, even adults, even adult actors. Like, like, I want to interview with you. Okay, what do you know about me? What do you know about me? Have you seen any of my shows? Have you watched any of my videos? Are you comfortable with that? People don't do that. They just jump. Hi, I'm from Disney. Here, have my kids. Take my kids. Look how Disney kids all turned out. The modern Disney kids. I mean, they're all fucked up in some way. They really are. I mean, Miley Cyrus got twisted up. We already know what happened to Britney Spears. I think maybe Justin Timberlake's probably the only one that made it escaped out. Um, there's been some other ones who look at some of the young kids who started out and became famous, and then can't find jobs, and they end up killing themselves. Jonathan Brandis. There's been many kids that have gone on to do prison. The guy from Home Improvement, that guy's life has been shit since forever. After Home Improvement ended, only time you ever see that guy is when he's on TMZ was his latest arrest. Yep, Jamie Lee Spears. Yep. And look what happened to that family. I mean, I don't know how anybody could look at Britney Spears and people who say that they're her fans, they're not fans. They're just looking for exploitation. But if they really look at it, they really will see how completely sad it has been. That girl was. I feel so sad for her. I mean, she looks like I mean, you go to her Instagram page. It really is. It really. I said it before, and I say it again. It's like watching a NASCAR race. You're not there to watch to see who wins. You watch to see who crashes. And Britney Spears is a prime example of that. Oh my gosh. Did he really? That's not. Yeah, he's been known as a creep. Like I said, he's been known as a creep since forever. You have Brett Ratner that's been questioned. I don't know. I don't know if people want to mock Britney Spears. I mean, it's like I I mock her because I don't think she can sing worth shit. That's why I do it. I think she's a cookie cutter. But her life since then, it's been tragic. And no one, I don't know anybody who would take any pleasure at all in watching what happened to Britney Spears. Even today, you look at her, like I said, you go and look at her Instagram page. It's not titillating. It's not sexy. It's sad. It's pathetic. It's heartbreaking. It sort of reminds me, sort of, it just really is. Yeah, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez. Um, I mean, Selena Gomez could have died really quick. She was shooting up heroin. Speaking of that, that's what I mean. When I found out that Corey Feldman had that kind of problem, I was like, I had no idea. I mean, I did not know how bad it got for him, but it got really bad for him. I mean, we poke fun at now. I admit I poke fun at Corey Feldman, but at the same time, I think that it's a blessing that he's still here because you look what happened to the other Corey Haim, self-destructed right in front of our eyes, self-destructed, crashed and burned right in front of us all. River Phoenix, another one, he overdosed on a speedball. He died. He died flopping on the ground like a fish in front of the Viper Club. 23 years old. I had no idea about Corey Haim. I didn't. I thought he had a good career going too. Snow. That's the funny thing about it was I thought Corey Haim was actually the bigger success. I had no idea that he had fallen on such hard times until afterwards. I was shocked. I had no idea because I mean it seemed like there was a new Corey Haim movie coming out. You know, quite a bit. Then you had Amanda Bynes. I mean, she was America's little sweetheart, and yet she crashed and burned as well. How come Weinstein got his and Nickelodeon guy hasn't? I think that's coming, Professor. And remember, too, a lot of these people, they got paid off. Yeah, Paul Abdul's a cookie cutter completely. God, that was no, I was totally blown away at what I heard about Corey Haim. I did not know it was that bad for him. And I wouldn't necessarily say Corey Feldman is a-okay either, because he's had a lot of complaints against him. He made a lot of complaints against the establishment, but at the same time, a lot of this, he went ahead and he said that Charlie Sheen, among others, had cost him hell, and I find that really ironic, considering that a lot of the same young ladies that played on his bands, they said the same thing about Corey Feldman, that he's not a very nice person. He's very aggressive, sexually aggressive, has a hard time understanding a two-letter word, no. Um, yeah. What about the kid, Shayna's cousin, Ken Weatherwax from the Addams Family? I mean, he crashed and burned too. Yeah, James. Yeah, definitely will. Let me send you the link, brother. Uh, all right. All right. Yeah. I'm making my banner for Friday, April 12th, and it'll be out. Oh shoot, is it already two past two? Oh great, great. Let me show you guys this, so you guys can all support it, because you guys like me. You really like me. Um, so I started. Let's see. So I started a new review series on my channel, um, where I'm going back in time and I am doing video commentary on some of the reviews that I did on my blog, right? So a lot of those you guys have not seen before. Um, so I'm going back, and I'm rewatching the movies. And some movies, I'm seeing if I like the movie, if I like the movie, if I like the movie, then back then, well, I still like it today. So it's revisiting the review. That's what I'm calling it, revisiting the review. And so my new one just dropped. I'm going to drop inside the chat, and you guys can all tell me what you guys think. Ta-da!
Live Cheetah will view feature.
That's right.
How's everybody doing today?
Once again, the Have Cheetah Will View are uniting with the Friendly Men. Form of a mob.
Hey.
Form of a mob.
Right? Hey, you know what? I got to start working on my headshots. What do you think about this, Patrick?
Hell yeah.
Is that a good one? Right, or to the left? What about this one?
That's right. That's right.
You know who has the best headshots is Professor Macabro. I mean, like, I could see Macabro in anything: romantic comedies, adult films, action movies, leading man.
But think about this. Think about this. Professor's the head hero, right? And then we get Snow to do the music for the movie, right? She's the composer, so she could do the score. And then we can get Jim. Jim can go ahead and he can be the director. And then Echo could do the craft table.
Echo would be a great craft service. I could see Echo right now just serving like hamburgers to everybody. Like, do you want extra ketchup on your hot dog? I'm going to give you some ketchup on that hot dog. And then like, Echo, I said for the last time, I want extra honey mustard. I'm allergic to normal mustard.
His food truck would be called Cha Food.
Yeah, and then there should just be like a projector screen of just Echo's movie reviews for 24 hours. Like, I'm going to review Shark Butt 6, and Shark Butt 2 is not as good as Shark Butt 6.
It's funny because Echo. He just found this out today. I broke the news to him today. I didn't realize this, but Echo
is China Playboy edition expensive.
He is actually going to be booking the guests for April 20th. He's hosting the film. Yes.
Echo,
he's doing his very first House of Horrors from the ground up. So he has to find a celebrity guest, an actor, actress, artist, whatever. He can't do a YouTuber. No YouTubers are allowed, and no past guests. No past guests. He has to do this from the ground. I have total faith. I'm excited. I'm going to see what he does. I bet he comes up with something. I bet he comes up with somebody really fun.
Yeah, I believe Echo can do it. I mean, it's all you have to. You know what? Echo. I hope you the best for you.
I can't wait. Okay, I'm going to be pushing that like crazy. He's got 29 days. He's got 29 days to find a guest. I have total faith in his mad skills.
Really?
I do. Echo can do it.
Well, I think so too. Why doesn't Echo like interview the guy in the background in Resident Evil 6? That was me. I was in that movie for 2 minutes, and then Echo will go, so tell us, what was it like? It'd be the shortest interview ever.
I've never asked this. I've never asked him. I've never asked. No, that's the info. That came straight from the horse's mouth.
That's on House of Horrors. That's Steven's channel, right?
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's doing a House of Horrors. He's hosting it on the 20th.
Echo, I was talking about Resident Evil the movie, dude. There's 7 Resident Evil movies? Who cares about Resident Evil 6 the game? I mean, there's 6. There's more than 6 of them now. So
I have no idea. The only thing I know about Resident Evil is that Vale plays Lady D, and she's on.
All right. Well, you talk to everybody from everywhere.
You're not doing. Okay, so maybe you're going to be doing the 21st.
or maybe the 20th at midnight.
I never asked this, but now that we have Echo here, I never really asked him about this. But are you big into music, Echo? I mean, that's a serious question.
He is. He's into Danzig and Misfits, and he wears Misfits t-shirts and stuff.
You know what? We can find him a band to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of musicians. I just found the greatest band name today about 20 minutes ago. I discovered this new band called Idiot Convention, and I thought that was a really funny name. Idiot Convention.
There you go. And knowing you as I do, you've already made contact with them.
No, I just found them 20 minutes ago, and they're just a bunch of young kids, and I thought they were funny.
Well, you know what though? I'm sure if you reach out to them and ask them if they have any albums out, and they say they have one or two, then I'm sure you could you could actually probably team up with Echo and do a band interview.
Yeah, well, we should let Echo.
The professor could join in on the action as well.
But here's some behind-the-scenes stuff about Professor, though. I invited him to come to the Uwe Boll interview. Who did the greatest promo for us, and Professor was like, I can't do it. I can't make any plans. So Professor is like the hardest. I believe Professor has two jobs.
That was a perfect Professor.
I believe Professor Macabro has two jobs. He's got two kids. I believe at night he's probably one of those escort service kind of guys in Mexico,
Do the Professor voice again.
Yeah. Well, I can't, you see, and he'd always Zombies Besitos she broke my toilet.
You know what?
My toilet.
I have never seen you and the Professor side by side before. My guess is that you really are the Professor.
Well, maybe I am. But then again, though, we do have very similar body stripes.
Or maybe the Professor is James.
Yeah, well, it could be. Yeah. Look, there he goes. Stupid job, hates it. Yeah. Why don't you stop being an escort, Macabro? Please. We know you're an escort by night.
Okay, so so Echo says he likes punk like the Cramps and 45 Grave. God, cool. You know what? There's plenty of good punk bands out there.
Oh yeah, and there's new punk bands coming up every week.
Yeah,
there's brand new bands coming up every week. So,
well, why? You know what? No, serious. Okay, how about this? How about doing this? It's because see, Echo wants to do the interview thing, right? So we're working hard on that. I personally feel he's ready. He's ready to go solo. He's ready to go solo. I think he is. I do. I do. I think he's got mic skills. He asks good questions. He just has to go out there. He just has to go out there and grab a guest or two.
Echo's been in our environments for years now. You know what I mean?
He's ready.
So
he's ready.
You know what I mean? So I believe so as well.
We believe in the Echo.
Yeah, I agree. And he's just been around all of us. I think he's observed everything. I mean, like when you spend so much time watching your channel, I mean, he's been watching you longer than he's been watching us.
Him and Steven have been doing a kick-ass job.
Steven, that's the guy who's always smiling all the time, right? He's got one facial expression. He's just like this.
Well, except when he says, he's always smiling, except when he gets his balls chopped off.
Oh, well, I did see that. Yeah. I know that was pretty funny. I can't just imagine. I can't imagine that guy having another facial expression because he's just he's so positive all the time. You
think he'd probably be the only happy serial killer victim.
Well, he would also, true. And
you always see the guys and the girls are always going like this. Oh, hell no. I think Steven would be like, hi, how are you? My name's Steven. How are you?
Yeah, Steven would be, I've been suicidal since I was 10 years old, so please end my life for me. Oh, my balls. Look, I guess I can get that change I always wanted.
You know what, though? It's exactly what would happen is that the killer, can you imagine Jason Voorhees be there and go like, hi, how are you? And Jason Voorhees is probably going like, oh my God, I finally got a fucking friend after 12 movies.
Yeah.
Let's go out to In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, you know what? Why? Michael Myers showed some of that in the Rob Zombie movie when he didn't kill Laurie Strode immediately. But yeah, why doesn't serial killers make friends and play like cards and stuff?
I don't know. I
Like,
don't
well, I would
know.
love to see Jason. I don't know about. I would love to see Macabre. I know Macabre wants to see this. Like Freddy actually playing solitaire in someone's dream. It's like, pin me. Like, oh look, we're playing slapjack. And then like they win, and like Freddy's like crying, like you're afraid of me and slapjack. Or poker. Like I would love to see Freddy play poker. Actually, that would be pretty
I
cool.
think they had that picture. I think they've had that picture with all the. I'm gonna say it like this. They're probably getting all the same tired ass horror people around the poker table. It's like, how come I always have to see the same freaking people? How come we can't bring new horror people? Like,
I know. It isn't like Michael Myers like 80 years old now. I mean, he should be in a wheelchair.
Halloween ends. They're trying to sit there like everybody thought, okay, he's a supernatural killer. That's what Sandy Johnson told us. When we interviewed Sandy Johnson, she said that Michael Myers is a supernatural being. Okay.
Oh, that's an evil dies tonight, right?
Halloween ends, or the last Halloween trilogy, they had him as a human being, right? Just a normal man.
Yeah.
The guy would have been 65 years old.
I know. I'm 40 years old, and I know I'm 40 years old, and it's difficult for me to pick up a pen from the floor now.
Right.
I got that.
He took a beating. Yeah, he took that same beating, and nothing happened to him. It's like he's human. I thought he was human. Well,
Corey got it. Corey got it. And I mean, like, hey, I love those movies too, Hobbs. All right, like I'm a fan of Fred. I'm a fan of all those guys. But Patrick's right though. Like, realistically, if we're supposed to go back to '78, Michael Myers should be in a wheelchair by now.
I would love to see. I want to see the guy. I want to see some of the new legends. I want to see. You
got the Terrifier guy. He's a legend now, and and then you have I've always wanted to see, Pat. I've always wanted to see a comedy Wishmaster movie where like he's like, let your 3 wishes be, and the guy's just like naming all these funny wishes, like I wish I could slap my best friend in the face with a hamburger while he's working. He's like, oh, this wish is very nice. I really enjoy your wishes. And then I want to see a comedy movie.
That'll probably. Okay, Hobbs is missing. Stop meditating on the legend. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna hate on this because did you see the trailer for the new Beetlejuice movie?
No, it's 30 years too late. Who cares? I'm sorry. Like these 30 years. Name me one sequel that was made 30 years after the original, and they're all forgettable. I'm sorry. They're all forgettable. Nobody talks about coming back to America. Nobody talks about that movie.
I watched that teaser, and I'm just sitting going like, and they show Michael Keaton at the end. I'm going like, oh my god, he's 72 years old, and he looks it. They didn't de-age. I mean, I don't know who was older. I don't know who looked older, him or Indiana Jones.
Oh God, Indiana Jones, man! Wow, that last movie, he really needed a wheelchair in that one. So whoever idea was to take an 80-year-old Harrison Ford to go on one more venture.
Hey, wait a minute. Look at Hobbs is sitting there saying, "Well, you're not going to find them by watching the Hallmark Channel." See, that tells you right now that people who don't know Hallmark Channel. There is a lot of horror in the Hallmark Channel. Let me tell you, there are so many horror actors that have done great movies that have done Hallmark movies. You don't even know. You have it's so awesome. There's so many. Yes.
Now, has Hallmark jumped on the Christmas horror train yet?
But the actors that they hire, right? The actors that they hire, they're up to their elbows in horror classic movies.
Oh yeah. Well, they need jobs too.
Sure.
So they need jobs like everybody else.
We're going to be talking about this movie next month, right? It's called The Lost Valentine. In it has Jennifer Love Hewitt. I Know What You Did Last Summer, right?
One of my high school crushes. Probably. Okay. See, everyone was obsessed with the Yellow Ranger. She was my first crush, actually. So
and also has Betty White in it, right? Everybody knows that Betty White was awesome in Lake Placid. right?
Yeah, Blake Question, she was great. That was great.
It was
Yeah,
an
I
awesome.
agree.
That was a great movie. It spawned really cool sequels. There you
I never
go.
saw the sequels. I just saw the original one because the original one was directed by Steve Miner of the Friday the 13th and Halloween H2O, actually. So that was a lot of fun.
Yes,
Oh,
that's right.
hey, Pat.
The
Let
professor
me.
mentioned, he just mentioned
Yeah.
right. He says, "I miss old Hallmark. They had more fantasy, sci-fi, and disaster movies." That's right, they did.
Hey, Pat. Let me try mimicking the professor's voice in that comment. Okay, I will speak what the professor say. Okay, hold on. I miss old Hallmark movies. They had more fantasy, sci-fi, and disaster movies.
God,
Sammy Lucitos
I'm telling you,
loves them.
you are the professor, or the professor's you.
Well, maybe we should make Face Off too and just switch each other's roles.
Or
Like, hey, yeah,
or I was gonna say you could do the Departed too, but they're both departed. But no,
or
so
maybe
you
this
did not.
Halloween. Maybe this Halloween, I should dress up as the professor and do a stream, and then nobody would know which one's the real professor.
That's right. That's
I
right.
should do that. But then,
They did
but
that.
I would have.
Hey, why not? They did that on Friday the 13th, right? The
I could do it
paramedic
on
was
a stream.
vacation.
Yeah, could do it on a stream. Yeah, all I have to do is just keep my metal T-shirts away from me, and wear something that the professor would wear, and put a crown on my head, and Photoshop his background and put it in my background. Like green screen that.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
But
Well, let me ask you.
he's right about Hallmark movies. Before the Hallmark Channel became the Hallmark Channel, they were doing. There's a lot of cool stuff. I had the Marco Polo miniseries.
Mhm.
I have. I got a lot of old Hallmark movies that were out before the channel came out. But there's
Yeah.
a lot of horror actors that do Hallmark movies. A lot. In fact, one of the actors who played the Crow, Eric Mabus, he does a series on Hallmark Channel. He does my favorite series on the channel, called Signed, Sealed, and Delivered. He played the Crow on a Crow movie.
Which one? 2, 3? No,
You know what?
2, 3.
Honestly,
Well, 4 was Edward Furlong. Well, Professor Macabro has them all on DVD. We should just ask him. Macabro, which
really?
Crow movie is he in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Which Crow movie was Eric Mabus in?
I want to say 3. Isn't that like the one with Kirsten
I think
Dunst?
you're right. I think you're right.
Because he was a short.
Edward Furlong was a Crow.
Yeah, he was in Wicked Prayer, the 4th
How
one,
the
and
hell
then
did
yeah.
how the hell did that not kill the franchise?
Well, it did kill the franchise because nothing came after that. So it did kill them. I remember buying that DVD and going home and watching it immediately and just being blown
I had no
away.
idea. I had no idea he actually did that.
It killed the franchise. It's now the remake is the newest thing after. I think they released I don't know what they did. Macabro has them all in physical media.
God.
Hey, so let me ask you this. So Macabro is from Mexico. Do you think he's like a good line dancer, or do you think he's a good dancer? I think he is. Like, do you think he wears like those sombreros and like?
You know what I'm waiting for the professor. You know what I'm waiting for the professor to wear, and I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for him to wear a sombrero.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's
Professor, where's your sombrero?
Like he can have one of those big old sombreros, and inside the hat could be snacks. Like
Oh
he
God,
can be talking, he can reach into his hat and pull out a Dr. Pepper, reach over here and pull out a burrito.
Or like one of those peachy Pepsis.
Is that stereotyping though? Did I just stereotype him?
No, I think it's just funny because that's what he loves. He loves snacks. I mean, he even has reviews of Peeps, Pepsis, and stuff like that. That's how he is. You know? Yeah, no, he's fine. George Takei was
the Crow in one.
Wow, I can see that.
Was he in one of the Crow movies?
Was the Crow in one? I can't imagine him as the Crow.
I don't think he was the Crow in one, but he might have been in one of the movies.
Maybe in College Humor, the YouTube channel College Humor.
Maybe he was in the Edward Furlong one.
No. Actually, you know who was in the Edward Furlong one was David Boreanaz and Tara Reid and what's his face? Danny Trejo. Those are the big names that they got for Crow 4. And Tito Ortiz, Jenna Jameson's ex-husband.
Oh,
So,
Tito. You know, you
yeah.
know what? I don't like his politics per se, but I will say this: Tito Ortiz,
Yeah.
that guy can act.
Well, why don't you get him on the show and just not talk about politics? I mean, he's got a big bald head. I mean, yeah. We should
I
talk
liked
to.
him. I thought he was really good. He did a movie that it was one of the first movies I ever saw Mike Ferguson in. It was a movie called Silencer, and
Oh,
holy shit, that movie was good. It was
Tito
really good.
killed it. Tito killed it.
Tito killed it. He stole the movie actually. I was
Yeah.
surprised.
So,
I was sitting there watching him going, man, this guy can really bring it. He can really
yeah.
bring it. But you know
And
what?
you know what's good.
Those UFC guys, they all can bring it. They're all really good. Cowboy
Oh yeah.
Cerrone's really good. Michael Bisping is really good. Every time I see them and they know their lines, they don't look like they're reading them off a cue card. I mean, they show emotion. I mean, it's surprisingly good.
And don't forget the guy from Godzilla Final Wars. He's a UFC fighter.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a fighter. God, what was his name? Oh, I forgot. Macabre, what's the guy that the only American actor in Godzilla Final Wars? What's his name? So yeah, and to add to what I want to go back to what Hobbs said, I would love to see a George Takei play the Crow like I am Eric Draven, and I am here to take your soul away forever.
Tito versus Paladin, Hop says. Well, we already know about that. Tito may be
Yeah.
fast, but he ain't cheetah fast.
No, but Tito's got that big, huge forehead that like you can like project a movie off of. It's like an IMAX screen. That head is so big.
I mean,
Like,
remember? Did you ever see the movie League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
of course I did. Yes,
Okay,
the Sean Connery's last movie of all
right.
time.
So Captain Nemo's out there and he's fighting off that rogue Jekyll and Hyde, and he's fighting with the sword. And you see on the Jekyll and Hyde guy, his face is getting lit up with all the sword cuts. That would be Tito. That would be Tito Ortiz with the cheetah.
Oh yeah, the Paladin would destroy him.
Mhm.
Oh hey, by the way, so I got a friend request from a fake Miley Cyrus account on Facebook.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it felt really good messing with them. I know it was a catfish scheme, but so I was commenting back and forth with Miley Ray Cyrus on Facebook, and I said, "How much money do you need?" And she goes, "Why did you ask me that question?" I said, "Don't these catfish always start like this? Like you try to be my friend, and then you want to get money?" And she goes, "If you don't believe I'm the real person, then you can leave, James." And I'm like, "Well, I am. You found me. Like, how about you leave first?"
Wow.
I love messing with the scammers, and lately they've been coming at me on a weekly basis. I'm just waiting for that.
I think it's your friend Steve. I think it's your friend Steve and his buddy Eddie that are doing that to you.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They know that like these scammers, man, they know me very well. I mean, like they're trying to be very like, well, hello, James, and I'm like, well, hello, Tara. I had a Tara once, you know what I mean? Like beautiful picture of some nice looking woman. And I'm like, yeah, Tara. These Ghanaian scammers, man, they don't even know how to say the names correctly. I'm just waiting for Natalie Woods to add me or Fiona Apples. I would love to talk to Fiona Apples. So, but I want to say the scammer. I asked Miley Ray Cyrus, "Hey, would you like to be on my YouTube channel?" And she goes, "Yes, I would." And I'm like, "Well, send me a picture of yourself." So she sends me like a Google image of Miley Cyrus. I'm like, "Oh, well, I can't talk to Google Images." So yeah.
You should have said, "Man, this is really great, but man, I really don't want to talk to you. Can you set me up an interview with your dad?"
Yeah. What's Billy up to these days?
Yeah, Billy my achy, breaky heart.
Isn't Billy Ray marrying like someone who was like her friend or something, like childhood friend? I mean,
I don't pay any attention to that bullshit.
Hollywood actors, man, they just marry the 20-year-olds that like they were born, they were already in their 30s. That was always a dream of mine.
That's on both sides but it's on both sides of the coin now.
Well,
I think Cher's like 75 and she's dating 20-year-old.
Well, Sharon Stone got like I remember she joined like Tinder or something, and then like Tinder destroyed her account because they thought it was fake, but she made some public announcement, like, no, that was me. I'm the real Sharon Stone, want to be on Tinder. So I can't imagine like Sharon Stone swiping me and like Sharon.
Yeah, I have that to me, that I just can't, that's what people are probably saying. They just can't probably comprehend the fact that some major celebrity actually go on Tinder and look for somebody. But I guess
they do.
They're lonely too. They need companion too.
James Franco's been in trouble for flirting with the underage girls on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like they're normal just like us, So maybe it is my chance that I have a chance to get with Rosie O'Donnell, Patrick. That I'm gonna go for the gold, buddy.
I think
I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna hear that voice. Hey James, I'm gonna make you eggs today, and I'm gonna go, Rosie, you're just the best thing that's ever happened to me. I love doing a league of their own. Bring back the geriatric Rosie show, the geriatric edition.
Well, God, I didn't even know she's still around.
Well,
I don't even know. I have not heard the name in years. I don't even know. I didn't know Rosie was still actually doing anything.
Well, I think Echo was a big fan of hers when she was.
You think Echo was a big fan?
Oh God, Echo had her pinup magazine centerfold on his wall, I mean,
yeah, but probably how big of that magazine would that be? Would it be like a super giant issue?
Yeah, it could be. Well, it was probably during the filming of League of Her Own, so she's probably holding a bat or something, And like Madonna's like what? Madonna's like 70. She's in her 70s. She's dating young guys, so
yeah.
I bet that's Echo's dream to marry like someone like Meryl Streep,
You know what I thought was pretty cool? Someone showed a clip of Madonna in concert, right? And she's out there, she's doing her thing, and she has a knee brace on. She has like a knee support on. I actually thought that was pretty badass. I'm going like, yeah, okay, I can see that. But good Lord, you want to talk about a disaster? Just type in Vince Neil and just prepare.
Oh God, yeah. That I've watched that. Yeah. Yeah,
for the love of God! But when they put the words out, what he's saying, it makes me laugh so hard. It's like
when I get high on eats or something like that.
Nobody knows what he's saying. He's not saying anything. It's I mean, it's just like
Macabro's right. Cassandra looks great. Yeah, some people age very well. And Cassandra Peters, I think Peterson is her name. Yeah, she looks great. Yeah.
And then you got Vince Neil, or people call him there. They call him Vince Meals.
Have you ever seen his drunken cameos that he did for like $500, where he's just drunk and he's like, "Oh, Dexter, how you doing?"
No.
They're on YouTube. They're hilarious. He's so drunk. He's like, "Yo, brother, it's me, Vince. Shout out the dog." He's like, "Happy 40th."
I'm Dr. King. What are you saying?
So, okay, now let me ask you this, Patrick. Top 3 favorite Echo crush. What were Echo's earliest crush? We know the Yellow Ranger is a definite because Echo is a big Power Ranger fan, and Macabro's as well. So we're gonna start with the Yellow Ranger.
Okay, Yellow Ranger.
I think early Meryl Streep, Echo is a big fan of.
Okay.
Early Meryl Streep. And my third guess of Echo's earliest crush in life was probably Mila Jovovich in the movie Cuffs, when she's walking around in her underwear. I think that was the first time that Echo probably thought something inappropriate thoughts going through his head.
Do you think that was the movie that got him into becoming a Resident Evil fan?
Absolutely, it was. And I think Echo should open up his YouTube channel where he reviews porn movies all the time. I think he should be the first, like, "Hey, everybody, I'm your friendly porno lover. I am Echo Cero."
I don't know. You know what? I don't think they do that sort of shit on YouTube.
I know.
I don't think anybody can do that.
I know they have like so many movie reviews, but you never hear like, "Today I'm going to be reviewing Ass Banger 7. Well, this movie was not as good as Ass Banger 6 and 5, but I would say that cinematography in this one's a little bit better."
Professor says his crushes are Kimberly the Pink Ranger, Phoebe Cates. I think Hobbs loves Phoebe Cates too. Alyssa Milano, and of course Elvira.
And
See,
all those
I was a Betsy Russell guy.
yeah, and all those women.
I was a Betsy Russell fan. Man, she was smoking hot.
And all those women that Macabre just mentioned still look pretty good today, even though they still look pretty good.
Yeah,
they still look okay.
And then is Kimberly is that Amy Jo Johnson, right? She was
I believe so. Yeah, she still looks great too. Yeah, yeah.
Alyssa Milano. Yeah, she grew up to be very cute.
100%.
Yeah, I reviewed one of her movies actually.
Oh, can you review it again? Give us the synopsis right here, live on Half Cheeto Review with Patrick.
I'll even do better. I'll go back and get it and drop it in the link so you guys can go and check it out.
But that's too much work. Just give us a synopsis. Oh, okay. You just want the views, don't you?
I do. I'm all about the views.
All right, everybody. So here I'm going to plug Pat's channel.
Okay, so
you guys have already subscribed. So yeah, that's it. That's my plug. That's my plug. Yeah. All right. So I gotta brush my hair. See, even now it's dark is right. That's a lot of work, Pat. I mean, you should just tell us right now. Was it worth watching? Let's put it that way.
I actually thought it was.
Oh,
I thought it was very charming. And
I think you should review all your movies. Like, is it better than Jurassic World or not as good as Jurassic World from now?
Jurassic World. I don't know if I can even. I don't even think Edward Furlong could say Jurassic World.
Well, but Dominion was terrible. I think we should all. I don't think
Edward Furlong could save Dominion either.
No, but Edward Furlong would have made Dominion better though.
By what? He could have choked it to death and killed it. He could have been a hero.
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody, you know what they need to bring, Patrick? All these heroes have muscles and six packs. When are we going to get our heavily overweight action hero?
Dude, that's what we need. Get Vince Neil on the phone. You got connections.
I just want to see a fat action hero actually like doing a gun scene and losing his breath. Like, wait a minute, I'm going to shoot that guy in the face. And they're going to kill us. The terrorists are coming.
Well, why don't you get Steven Seagal? Get Steven Seagal then.
But Steven Seagal doesn't do anything. He sits in a chair all day. He's just being freaking lazy.
That's exactly makes him work.
So. Yeah, and that is the problem. Yeah, exactly. But I do love. Well, Paul Blart, come on, that's like a kid's action movie. Like that's not. I want blood. I want guts. I want to see the fat guy being tortured where they stab his stomach and he's not. The knife isn't going through because he's so obese, and they're like, "Why don't you just die?" He's like, laughing and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you die?
So, now it's dark. Give me a biography of Now It's Dark. Who is he?
Because Kevin James lost all that weight, and then he played a really good bad guy in Becky.
Oh, well,
he played.
I can't wait to see the sequel.
He played it. He did. He can't. He died. Stifler took over in the second one.
Oh,
Paul Blart was in the first one, and then Stifler was in the second one.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me about Now It's Dark. Who is this person? Give me a biography about that.
Jim is.
Oh, that's Jim, the guy who loves Mike Jonas. The guy who's obsessed with Jonas.
Is he? I have no idea who Jim is obsessed with. It does change.
Jim was flirting with Jonas. Jim was flirting with Jonas as he was live last Friday. Jim wants Jonas to open up an OnlyFans account,
OnlyFans. Oh my God. That's the other thing they won't show on YouTube, I don't think. I don't think you can mention I don't think you can put up a link to OnlyFans. Even though OnlyFans, everybody thinks that OnlyFans is all about porn, and it's not. I mean, there's other people doing other things. There's people that do cooking shows on there. I'm thinking
about opening now that I'm going to be back on the market here. I'm thinking about opening up one myself. Like, hey, James's OnlyFans account. Only James's fans can come here, and nothing is going in my way. I have no idea
how it works. I only know two people who've done an OnlyFans account. One is One is normal. One's it's just Steve. I'm not sure what he does. I think he talks movies. I think he talks film directing. So I think he has one, and then Christy Adams has one, and hers is a little bit rated R.
Well, sure. Well, we can.
That's her thing, though, right?
Pat, we got to make the first rated G OnlyFans account where we talk about the Land Before Time movies.
Dude, what are we talking about? We could talk about You know what? I'm waiting for Hobbs to do an OnlyFans account. All Halloween, all the time.
No. Well, Hobbs would just show a DVD cover and talk about the movie, and you have to pay money to get his review. Like. This is Land Before Time 25. This came out in 2018. Yeah, it's a great movie.
But think about this though. If he did OnlyFans, it'll be the OnlyFans spectacular, and they could talk about
Hobbs. Think about this. Think about it. Is Hobbs still here? I don't even know if he's still here.
He's listening.
Okay, Hobbs,
take notes. He has only clowns.
Only clowns. What do they do? Like just balloon tricks with condoms or something? Oh, I'm gonna make a donkey with a balloon condom.
I'm the violator. John Leguizamo. It's all good.
You know what? You know what I would like to see? I would love to see Professor Macabre do a balloon trick with his mask on. Like, hey.
Wait a minute. Remember before Howie Mandel was anybody? He did a Bill commercial where he put a glove over his nose and blew up the hand over his head.
Oh yeah,
that was before he got famous. I guess I helped him do it, but that was part of his shtick. He put a glove over his face and blow up the glove through his nose. That was
sure.
Clown is a real thing. Yes, it is. It is a real thing. I don't know what it is about people with clowns. I truly don't understand. I don't understand why they're scared of clowns. I don't understand why they're scared of clowns. Clowns are fun.
Well, I mean, I grew up with Bozo the Clown,
Yeah, Bozo was who didn't love Bozo?
Yeah, exactly. Bozo was a big staple in my childhood, man.
Bozo was even on Happy Days. Remember they're trying to take a picture. They're trying to take a picture of Clarabelle without her makeup on. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think it was Howdy Doody.
Howdy Doody time, which I learned from the Back to the Future movies.
Yeah, Howdy Doody. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Betty, how are you? Betty's not afraid of clowns. Betty would knock a clown makeup off a fool. That's right. She would hit a clown so hard that the makeup would fly off his face and end up on the back of his head.
Yeah, wait, Betty's here? I am Betty Gathers. Yes. Hello, Betty. Yeah. Hello, Betty. Yeah. So, all right. Well, this has been, the chat is hopping. How many people do we have watching this nice, handsome man right here? Which is not me. I'm referring to Patrick.
We have 9 people in the chat right now.
Oh man, that's like a whole community of like poker players right there, right?
This is pretty amazing.
Actually. Yeah, for Friday afternoon, Friday evening. I don't know what it is.
Whenever I do a pop-up show, I get crazy numbers and I get a lot of engagement. But when I do an interview show, a lot of times, man, I'm like, come back to the show tonight, and then I'll like, is it like come back and meet, because I think I have interesting people to talk to. I can't wait for tonight. Are you going to come by tonight? You are going to come by tonight, right?
Well, I never make it because I wake up and then I catch the replay because I live across the world right now. But next Monday, I'm flying back. So after I go back to America, then I'll be able to watch your live stuff and participate. So
how long is it going to take you how long do you think it's going to take you to reorient yourself to the time?
At least, I would say at least a week. At least a week. And then the problem is everyone's bombarding me with messages, man. Like, we got to hang out. I'm like, look, I need to sleep. Like, I'm moving back to the States. There's nothing's changing them. You're going to have lots of time with me. Just let me rest and readjust, So that means hopefully I can start streaming on a reasonable time because, I stream night here, which is afternoon in the US. So hopefully their channel will blow up. But then again, Nobody cares about us. So
that's not true. That's not
no,
true.
only you and Macabro care about us.
That's
Nobody
not
else gives
true.
a flying shit about the Friendly Men. That's why I'm here. There's more people watching me with you than there are on my own channel. I'm not playing sympathy. I'm not pulling any sympathy cards. I'm just telling what it is.
But
I'm just telling how it is.
You get back there and you start doing this, and you bring Jonas back up on screen. It's going to be just all. It's going to be, and then Mark on top of that. And Joe. Once you add Joe to the team, you guys that foursome right there. It's going to be a powerhouse. You guys can do. You guys can do anything you want.
Mark
That's a good lineup, James.
Mark does. Yeah, well, Mark does make us look better. See, like even now it's dark. It's like James has a channel. See, like nobody. I'm a terrible. My own mother gets angry with me. She's like, "You never say your name in your beginnings," because like we already talk. We pre-record our stuff. So I'm already talking to these guys for like 10 minutes before I press record. So they know already who I am. I forget about the audience. See, it's solely Macabro. Macabro is the only one who likes anything on Twitter. I'm really just close to deleting Twitter because I already talk to Macabro already all the time. So will we crack 1,000? Doubtful. But that's okay.
Oh my gosh, yes. You'll crack 1,000 easy.
Bullshit. Nobody gives a fuck, man. We've been doing this for 3 years, man.
You're already at 800.
Almost at 800. Good luck with that to the Friendly Men.
Well, now you're gonna be it's gonna be 789 right now because Jim's gonna go over there and sub right there.
Well, thank you so much.
There you go.
Jim.
And Jim's channel is blowing up. He's almost ready to hit 10,000 people.
Well, Jim likes us because of Jonas, though. He's only going to watch our only Jonas content, which isn't very much,
About Jonas because he's got 10,000 people following him.
Well, Jonas, actually, here's a secret. Oh, I can't talk about it, but yeah, Jonas does have. He has a secret admirer somewhere in the world, and it's really funny.
Only one?
Well, I don't know, but there's that one. I keep posting it. Someone sends us these pictures of Jonas in a heart, so I don't know who's doing that. So
His other channel is at 58,000, but losing subs daily, but still going. Oh, that's because you're probably not putting any content up. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Well, then again, though,
you're gonna put at least one content up a week for it to. Wow, but your main channel though is gonna crack up 10,000.
Oh yeah. Oh, I gotta go back. Yeah, Macabre. I am. The culture shock is definitely gonna be different in the U.S. I even had a niece I never met before, so it's readjusting is gonna be.
But in all seriousness, though, man, I don't know, man. That would actually be sort of cool. I might even jump in on that too. If we get me, Echo, and get him to do a punk rock interview.
Oh, I mean, there's so many groups, man. I mean, just go on YouTube and just look them up.
I feel completely stupid and never asking them about that. Like, hey, are you into music? Because maybe actors are not. Maybe that's not their forte. Maybe there's something else you'd like to talk to. Somebody you want to talk to. And to me, it's like, oh shit, musicians are fun to talk to as well.
I see. Yeah. So of course.
What did you write? See, James wrote with Jonas could be anyone in the plumbing community, the YouTube community, or the salmon fishing community. See, this is you and the Professor are one and the same. I know this.
No, but Jonas could be.
The gig is up. The gig is up. You've been exposed.
Jonas is he is the face. I mean, well, like the second face. Yeah.
No, it's the backlash of the shorts, inflated views, and subs. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right, Jim. That's so fucked up. So YouTube wants to do shorts, right? Like you and I talked about this, right? Do shorts. And
shorts are nice though.
Yeah, but the thing about it is though, Jim's right though. But it's like you can put out shorts. A lot of people sit there and say, I got 7,000 people watching my shorts, or 10,000 people watching my shorts. And I picked up some subs, but they never engage. They like your
Yeah.
sub, they
Yeah.
like your shirt, but they never come to your lives, they never comment on your page. There's no engagement. And YouTube, you know how that is. You have to engage.
Yeah.
You have to leave comments. You have to, watch more than one video, more than 5 minutes, that sort of thing. So 50 people could be subbing to you, but at the end of the month, the YouTube will come by and sweep them all out. Because
Sure.
I lost 38 a couple of months ago. I just got
What?
back. I lost 38
You lost
in
38 subs?
in
No
2 days.
way.
Yep, in
In
2
2
days.
days.
And I
You're like
just
the most,
now got them back. I just now got them back.
you're like the most handsome guy on YouTube. This is impossible, man. Like
No.
everybody should love you. I mean,
No.
even Jim. Yeah, but I will say the shorts haven't really done the friendly men very good. I just, because our because our stuff is pre-recorded, it's already all cut up and chopped up anyway. So it's no sweat off my back. So I just cut up little clips from the previous interview and throw it up and hope for the best. And yes, Jonas is a plumber. Actually, let me tell you where Jonas is right now. Jonas is in a facility where he is actually scooping up real shit right now. His job sends him to a facility where he has to clean up it's like what do they call it, Pat? Like a sewage plant. He's at a sewage plant right now. So he's actually cleaning up. He sends me pictures and he has to clean up the garbage that's inside the shit, like clothes and condoms and stuff like that. So he's actually there right now. Sorry, Jim, to make him not as
you get used to that shit, honestly.
He does because he's a plumber, so it's no big deal to him.
Hey,
Stephen Chang is here. Oh, Chang is here. Hello, Mr. Chang.
That's right. Stephen is here and glad to be here. I saw the horror the tarot cards. Tarot cards are cool as hell.
Tarot cards? What happened?
Tarot
tarot cards. Oh yeah, that's right. Stephen posted about that today. Yeah. The tarot cards.
He sent me a picture on my Facebook of the cards that with Brink Stevens.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, Brink Stevens is an icon. Well, that was Brink Stevens was the very first celebrity guest I ever met at a convention.
Really? Tell us about that. Wait, hold on. Wait, Patrick. Before you continue, we have to do the go back memory in movies.
Oh God, was it Mike Myers?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So tell us about this convention. Yeah.
So I was in San Jose. Was late '80s, and my friend Dennis and I, we're fanboys, books and comics and movies and shit like that. And so Fangoria had their first convention in San Jose, and it was right across the street from my house. So I went ahead and I told Dennis, and he came over to my house, and we went over there. And it was a little hotel. It wasn't very big at all, very small. And the two biggest names there were Denise Crosby and Brink Stevens. Anthony Tapone was there, and at the time he was the editor for Fangoria. So I met Anthony Tapone. He was a very nice man, very nice guy. And like I said, I don't really remember anybody else other than the two. Those were the two big names. So Brink, they each spoke on panel, and Brink got up there and told her story about, she's a I guess what do they call it? A marine biologist. That's where she went to school at UC San Diego. And she got a degree in that. She was going to become a biologist. And then she got no, I have never interviewed Brooke. Nope. I would love to.
Well, I'm sure Steven's friends with her, right? Does Steven have
everybody?
Steven only communicates with these people through YouTube, or does he actually have their phone numbers and send them text messages and stuff like that?
He has. He says he's a press. So says he's press. I'm sure he has phone numbers.
Well, let's
And
ask him.
also,
Steven, do you have phone numbers? Actually, I want to ask him a question. Let me direct to the chat for a second. Steven, when you communicate with your talent, do you communicate through Facebook or do you actually call them on the phone and talk to them about breakfast and egg recipes and stuff like that? What do you say, Steven? Go ahead.
well, I could already tell you that one.
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah. Okay, so he does have some people's phone numbers. Okay, cool.
Sure.
Cool. I hope Steven calls them in like the middle of the night while they're sleeping.
No, he calls them during business hours. I mean, he's a press agent. That's what he will call them during business hours, and then if he has something for them, like, hey, I got a radio program for you, I got a podcast for you, I got a print interview for you, and then he'll communicate and tell them what time it is and who the contact person is and whatnot. It's
Cool.
And let me tell you, Steven is exactly what a press agent does. The other Steve that you and I know does not.
Oh, you're talking about that?
You know what I'm saying? Steven does it right, and the other one I was telling you about does not. There's the big difference. One's a professional, one is not.
Huh. All right. Well, that makes sense.
Even though the one who's not has so much more experience, but he has no professionalism. Steven's new. He's new to this, relatively new to this, but he has the professionalism. And if he doubts that, anybody doubts that, just look at his page. All the ladies that he helps there, they're very supportive and they're very thankful. I mean,
and he introduced me to two singers. Thank you, Steven. Give me some time. Let me get the new workspace. This is by the way, this will probably be my last stream in Turkey. By the way, is this one because I'm leaving Monday. So
how long does it take you to fly back home?
So my schedule is really interesting. I'm flying at night from Ankara to Istanbul, which is leaving at 11 o'clock. Then I land in Istanbul past midnight, and then my morning flight at 7:30 in the morning. So I got like a 6 or 7 hour layover in Istanbul, which is great because I want to sleep there. And then I'm flying 7:30 a.m. to Chicago, and then I land in 11 a.m. So it's about 11 and a half hours, I'd say.
From Istanbul to Chicago?
No, yeah, Istanbul to Chicago is nonstop. Yeah, it's 11 and a half hours.
Jeez.
So.
Nice.
No. Hey, I got used to it, man. This was my life, I love it though, man. So now I'm going to catch up on. You know what? So this is my secret. I have sleeping movies, and one of them is called The Hobbit because it's really long and it's really boring. So when I just put on The Hobbit, put on my headphones, and I just sleep back. And
you talking about the animated Hobbit, the one that
came out? The animated one's pretty good. I'm talking about the Peter Jackson one where like nothing much happens.
That's terrible.
It is pretty bad. Yeah, it's really long too. So it's a great sleeping movie. You just have on in the background, and then you like kind of pass out, and there's kids crying, and you just hear like, "I'm going on an adventure," but it's not really an adventure. It's just a very long 3 hour and 20-minute movie with nothing happening. So yeah,
Jim mentions now he's got "They Might Be Giants" song in my head. Yeah,
that's
another band I worked with. We did a show with them. Good band.
I don't know. My brother had one of their albums. I just remember the singer sounding really weird. And it was something really poppy. All right, so keep updated with my cirrhosis. Yeah, hey Steven, get well soon, buddy. I hope everything works out. Stay away from Mountain Dew. Start eating healthy, and
his came from another cause. My mom had hepatitis.
Ooh.
My mom had hepatitis B, or no, hepatitis C. Yeah. It seems like a lot of people have gotten banged up lately in our community. I know Steven has been battling that. Our good friend Dave, Savage Zombies Review, he's in the hospital. The co-owner of Nightmare Toys, he's in the hospital. A lady who I talked to, a musician named Miko, she's having some problems.
Wow. Hey, I mean, hey, it's life. I mean,
shorts work for Betty, but they don't. The thing is, though, I put Paladin on for my shorts. It's a cat. It's a cat.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
would think that would instantly get thousands of
Yeah.
views.
Hey,
It
hey,
doesn't work that way.
hey, man! I joined a Reddit cat group, and that black cat that was at the gym that I used to work out, I put his picture there, and I got like 300 likes. I was expecting 20,000 million likes, but no.
I hate Reddit.
So, oh, he
Reddit
was
is just,
born with.
Reddit is just my
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. Yeah, Reddit sucks. Reddit does suck. I agree. I just browse through it and don't post anything because it's useless. Oh,
yeah.
Steve,
You
man,
can't,
sorry
the
to hear
first
about
time
that, buddy.
you post first time you walk inside a group. Oh, this would be nice movie group. Okay. Hey, anybody seen Hunter's Moon? You are now blocked. Fuck you.
Yeah. Actually, what's funny was I was in a heavy metal group and I posted the tier interview, and someone responded with context question mark, and I'm like, did you not read the title? Folk heavy metal band interview. It's freaking
Right.
idiots, man,
Yeah.
idiots.
Yeah. I feel like I actually have a Reddit group, and I'm going like maybe if I actually promoted it, then I could just have fun. Just every time someone comes in there and I don't know who they were, I just kick their ass out just
You,
because.
you know, you know what's funny was I joined a typo negative Reddit group because I know like goth girls love typo negative, right? So like I joined this goth girl group and we were talking to Johnny Kelly from typo negative, and my opening statement was, "Hey, you goth girls like typo negative. We talked to Johnny Kelly." I got banned within 1 minute because I was like, "Hey, you goth girls like this band? Like this band, makes you excited," and banned me right away. So
Yeah.
should have had Stephen. I should have had Stephen Chang with me to promote this stuff.
I don't really
So
know.
they
I
gave.
don't. You know what? I don't know all the platforms. I don't know. That's actually a really good question. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know what all platforms of press agents work.
yeah.
Because did you read that article? Yes. Do you read Deadline?
No, not at all. I no,
Oh,
no, I
Deadline
know.
had a
Yeah.
great article. They had a great article yesterday about how reality TV is dying on the vine, and it couldn't happen to a nicer group. Um, but they're talking about how all the people are being affected by it. Like how it's just so over. It's just so many people out there making pitches, and you have to. It's just really it's really cutthroat right now.
Yeah. Is
And
Naked
I
and
don't know. I
Afraid
don't know
still
what it's
going
like. I don't
on?
know what it's like. I don't know what it's like for press agents right now. As far as that goes. I mean, that would be cool to talk to a few of those and see exactly how is that changed. How do you promote, especially if you have a roster. Let's say you have
Yeah.
20 people. How do you promote all of them? I know some have social media managers. But to me, that's just rough. That's a hard
Yeah.
job.
I know, and is Naked and Afraid still going on? Because the last time I was in America was 2018. 2018 was the last time I was in America, and Naked and Afraid was the new thing. Is it still going on, or is it like Shirtless and Afraid,
I never,
or
I haven't had TV in my house since 2015. So
no?
I really don't know. I don't know half the things that are on TV.
How do you watch your movies then, man? If you have all these
Um,
DVDs without a television, what do you? I mean,
yeah,
did you wait? Are you
I,
referring to cable? Like cable's gone, so
no, I
you
don't
just
have
have a
cable.
DVD
I don't
player?
have cable. I got rid of cable, and
Yeah, because you're
yeah,
using the streaming services and your DVD player to
yeah,
watch your
that's
DVD
it.
player. So
Yeah,
you
no,
actually have a physical TV in your home. Yeah.
I do, but I just watched that. I just watched that for DVDs. I still got to
Yeah,
get a
sure.
better one. I got to upgrade to my. I had a Blu-ray DVD player combo, but
Mm.
it doesn't play any Blu-rays anymore. The tech is it aged
So
out.
old.
So I
Yeah,
have to get
that does happen. Yeah. Yeah.
so I
That
have to
does
get
happen.
another I have to get another Blu-ray player, and those things are not necessarily easy to find.
I don't they have them on Amazon for pretty cheap or what?
You got to try to the risk is when you order it from there, it's trying to get it to you in one piece. Like
Mm.
being banged up.
Well, I actually had a really small, tiny DVD Blu-ray player that was like this big. And that was under $100 in 2014. 2014, I bought it. And it still works still great today. So And it was an LG one, which was fantastic. Highly recommended. So Stephen Chang's gonna get you some Texans for you. Yeehaw! Stephen Chang gonna get you some Texans. Wow.
Oh
Chang. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Debbie Rochon charges? Really? I didn't know that.
No,
I
they
did not
do.
know.
No.
Yeah,
And you know who also charges, what kind of disappoints me, Patrick, is our buddy Eddie Deason charges. That really broke my heart. I really wanted to talk to the nerd guy from Greece, and he offered he wants $500 for 45 minutes. Oh no, what was that? No, it was $150. I'm sorry, $150 for 45 minutes. Sorry, Mr. Deason. Not gonna pay that money.
Not worth. To me, honestly, he should be the one paying you.
I know. Well, Eddie Deason, he's doing these conventions, so he's making his money and he's having fun. So good for him. I wish him all the best. But yeah, Billy Baldwin. Well, I was talking to a Billy Baldwin Facebook account.
Okay.
He asked for $300 for an hour.
$300
to talk to Billy Baldwin. And I'm like, I've only seen you in like 2 movies, like, the one with Cindy Crawford and Backdraft, which I love. Backdraft, still a great movie, still to this day. Macabro, how many versions of Backdraft do you have? Macabro? Yeah. Yeah, ask him that price.
That's Red Brown was $500. Damn.
Oh.
I thought that's what they had cameos for.
Well, now they have Well, yeah, and the cameos.
I thought they had cameos for that sort of thing. We're not asking for autographs. We're asking we're giving you a platform where you can talk about what's going on in your life, what's going on. Do you have a new movie out or anything else like that? I can't. I will never pay for anybody. I never will. I can't do it.
And honestly, when you talk to these people who've done great things and they get a chance to talk to you, they feel like a human being because you're not like kissing their ass all the time. So they actually enjoy it even more.
I just talk to them one-on-one, just like we're doing now. It works for me.
So now, is this title going to be Patrick 8 Questions with James of the Friendly Men Solo Edition? Is that what we're going to title this one?
We're going to have you guys come back when you get back home and when you feel like you're back to yourself. Then I'll schedule an interview with you guys, you, Jonas, and Joe, and Mark to come on out.
Yeah, we need those. We need those girl views, man. Jonas is the key to that.
Dude, I think you got your new secret weapon already, though, because I really was impressed with you and Joe when you guys.
No.
That was a good interview and good questions. I think that was
Joe's a tough guy to connect with, though. Like, it's weird. Like, he messages me at odd hours of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, but have you made him a formal offer to join the team? I mean, you really.
No, well, he's got his own thing going on, but I've had him on 2 interviews now, and will I have him on again? Oh, 100% I will.
100%, yeah. He's really good.
Absolutely.
He's really.
I love his content too. Even the bands that he reviews, I don't even know who they are. I just love listening to him because he's so enthused about.
Yeah, you just got to get him. The only thing you do is just got to get him. Like he asked some great questions.
Yeah, he does.
Just ask more of them. I mean, that's the only thing. But he was great. I mean,
thanks, man.
That was I really enjoyed that interview. I thought you guys really clicked.
Man, you're just the nicest guy on YouTube, man. You know what they say that you are nominated. I nominate you as the Mr. Rogers of YouTube.
Oh God,
so I nominate you as the and I nominate you as the Mr. Rogers. So
we're gonna try to bring me Billy Blair, who has appeared in several Robert Rodriguez films. I would do that in a heartbeat. I would love that. I would love that. A bare bones release and a cooler anniversary 2-disc version of Backdraft. Backdraft was cool. That was a good movie.
Well, I know they came out with a sequel, but
oh God, that was terrible. Horrible. Yeah. I like Backdraft a lot. I
do too. I like great music too.
I gotta tell you, the one movie I think was better than Backdraft, though. I really do think it was better.
Ladder 49. Ladder 49.
Fuck yes, that movie. That movie had me in tears. Man, at the end of that, man, I had when the theater because I went to saw it by myself. Man, I was so vested in that movie. At the end of it, I'm sitting over here, up here, like this. Oh my god, oh my god! And the guys that came in to clean the theater, man, they just left me alone. I had to compose my ass because that movie was so good. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because you're waiting for that, you're waiting for those heroes, you're waiting for that heroic rescue. You're
Mhm.
waiting for it. All of a sudden, he's not getting it, and then when he opens that door, that last time to see all the fire, I was just like, dude, if I was you, I would just get down there and breathe as much smoke as you possibly could, as fast as you could, so you die.
Yeah.
So you die that way. I would not want to burn to death like that.
Ladder
But
49
man,
was actually a
yeah,
really good movie. And Robert Patrick was in it too, wasn't he?
yeah, Robert Patrick, John
Yeah.
Travolta,
Great
man,
cast.
uh, really good cast. Really good.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix
Joaquin
was
Phoenix.
brilliant.
He was
I mean,
great. He was
yeah, he
great.
wasn't weird or anything. He was just Joaquin Phoenix. It was such a good performance. And of course, once again, there's John Travolta, and it's like people sleep on John Travolta playing a good guy. They're always expecting him to play a bad guy. John
Oh,
Travolta
he's
always bad
great.
guy.
He's
Man,
great.
he is great. I mean, go rewatch Swordfish. He
Or,
is not a bad guy in that movie.
or
He
even the beginning of Face Off. He plays a great guy before they do the switch between the characters. He played a great guy. Sean Archer in the beginning of the movie. He was pretty sympathetic. And then the whole, touching of the face.
there was a movie that he did which was a complete character flip. It was he's
Hmm.
playing the good guy, and the other guy who you would expect to be the good guy played the bad guy, and that was
The Fanatic.
John Travolta, and Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn. I
Wow.
mean, when you saw them, because when people were just coming off Swingers, Vince Vaughn was
Oh,
just
yeah, yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
Vince Vaughn was absolutely hilarious in that movie, and he did Domestic Disturbance. And
Hmm.
all of a sudden, it went from there's John Travolta expecting him to be the bad guy. Vince Vaughn, it flipped, and it was so good. It was really good. You're sitting there
I,
looking at Vince Vaughn in a whole different light.
you
He was
know what, Patrick, I did have an interaction with Vince Vaughn face to face. Actually, I did meet him. Actually, in down.
did he improv it?
No, he was in downtown Chicago on Memorial Day at Lake Michigan, and he's like super tall. And I approached him and I said, "I really liked you in Jurassic Park 2." He shook my hand. He goes, "Thanks, buddy." And then the thing was, we would go to a bar. He would enter and he would see me. He goes, "Hey guys!" So we just kept running into him in downtown Chicago on Memorial Day weekend. He was cool though. It was really cool. Yes, that's right. There's many more direct sequels coming out too. Jonas Bracabro, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Mr. Dan said he just saw The Naked Prey with Cornell Wilde. Nice. That's a great movie too. Man, that's an exciting movie.
Yeah.
Macabro, I'm shocked how many directed DVDs there are. Yeah, that's because Universal Studios, they had an arm. They had an arm of what was it 1331 or something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's right.
they took a lot of their properties and they made sequels out of them. Um, the Death Race series, they had the Scorpion King series. Um, Scorpion King series wasn't half bad. Though they did do Victor Webster wrong though. They did him dirty. He did two of the movies for him. They did him dirty. Uh, but Zach McGowan was in the last one, Book of Souls. That thing was awesome. That thing was like that far away from the original one with the Rock and Kelly Hu. I mean, it was that close. It was really really good.
No,
Had Nathan
yeah.
Jones in it.
Now here's a question for you, Pat, and maybe Echo's still here. Wow. What straight to DVD sequel came out and then the next one after the direct sequel went back to the theater? Which franchise did that? Was it the Mummy? Because there was Scorpion King and stuff like that. Then the next one was in theaters.
No, because I mean all three Mummy movies hit the theater, and the first Scorpion King hit the theater.
Huh. So there's got to be one of those direct to sequel movies that came out, and then there was a movie, or that they maybe rebooted the franchise.
But look at The Crow.
Ah,
I mean,
yes, yeah.
Pro came out at the theater, and then everything after that came out on direct to video.
And now we get the Bill Skarsgård remake. Yeah,
remakes going back to the theater.
Yeah, that's right. He is going back to the theater. Yeah, that's right.
I still can't get over. I still can't get over how bad Beetlejuice looks. Man, I'm just.
And you know what they're talking about, Patrick? They're talking about making a Spinal Tap 2 movie. And it's like, that's 35, 40 years way too late. These guys are in their 70s now.
No, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Exactly. That's why
I personally feel there's one thing they should not have done with the teaser. They could have had him do a voiceover, but they should not have shown Michael Keaton. They shouldn't have showed him.
But at least it's Michael.
I will say this though. I was talking with this yesterday. I will say this about Beetlejuice. I think they're marketing it. I think they're going the same way as Ghostbusters is going. You know, the
nostalgia bang, nostalgia.
Not that, but the stories are a little bit darker, right?
Oh, like, of course. We live in a different time.
Afterlife was not just it wasn't a slap fest. It wasn't all just laughs, hearts. There's a lot of heart in that movie. You know, there's some drama in that movie. And I think for Beetlejuice, I think they're going to do the same thing. I think it's going to be a little bit darker. I don't think
maybe Michael Keaton. Maybe Beetlejuice will fall in love with another dead person, you know? Hey, look there. There's my wife. This is Genie Juice, you know? So, Lucard's here. Oh, my goodness. Is that the Bat? That's the infamous Bat guy, right?
Yeah, that's the Bat guy. He's here early because he's going to be on it's Matt and the Matt and the Bat. They're going to be going on to Gareth's channel and watching a movie at 5:00.
Oh, so Lucard is early. So now he lives in an actual bat cave, I imagine. Like he's got like bats around, all black. And
when people say they're hanging around, in his case, he really means hanging around.
Okay. So all right. Well then,
when he says I gotta fly, he means he's flying.
Like, is he flying like what's his face? The Francis Ford Coppola Dracula flying, or the was it 2014?
Like Dracula's Brides and Van Helsing fly.
Oh, the worst movie I ever watched. I'm sorry. I know you love that movie, but I absolutely hate that movie. The movie's awful. I know you love it, and I'm not going to judge you for it. I still think
that's a terrible hill hill to die on. To bag on Van Helsing. That movie.
I walked out of that movie and I saw it for free, and I was like, ugh.
You know what was really fun? So
what? Dracula Untold's better.
So what's really fun is like next week, I'm doing the first of 2. But I did I'm looking at MacGyvers, right? So these are major TV, and the priest. In the second, there's 2 movies. There's one movie called Lost Treasure of Atlantis and Trail to Doomsday. And the cop who plays in Trails to Doomsday is the same priest from The Mummy 2 and from Van Helsing, who played the priest in Van Helsing.
But they had that stupid, annoying character in Van Helsing. Like, oh, Mr. Van Helsing, what are we going to do? Oh, my God, shut up. And he was great in Lord of the Rings, but he was terrible. Yeah. I'm sorry, Dad. I hate that movie. I absolutely hate that movie. So there was nothing good about that movie, and I hate it. I know you and Jamie Hart are obsessed about it, and I accept it, and I will move on with it. But you know, a movie I really did like was Kentucky Fried Movie. That's a great movie.
The Bat says he doesn't care for Van Helsing either.
Well, then I will sub. I think I already did sub to the Bat's channel, but I will resub.
You know what it is with the Bat? He's just upset because I just compared his flying to the Bride's. That's probably the Bat's a little. But why is that such a bad thing? Because the Brides look great flying.
Oh, that was the worst CG, Pat. Come on. When they were going into the he is coming. Shut up.
Those girls were smoking hot.
Smoking hot what? With the CG? It was all CG, man.
Oh, when they turned when they turned into bats.
Yeah. Amazon Women on the Moon. Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, see, I like Stephen Chang. He's a great guy. He's got great taste. Yeah. They can.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what folk rock? Wait a minute. Now the echoes here and popped up. So what music? What band do you think that we should get him to talk to?
Probably a Tiny Tim cover band. Tim Tiny.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to him off camera. I'm gonna talk to him off camera and see how comfortable he feels with that. If he does, if he feels comfortable talking to a band, then go with what comforts. Go with what you're strong with.
I will say this.
I personally would tell you I like bands, but I know a lot of people who interview bands a lot better than I do. That's because they're musicians. Sitting there and telling me how they play. I play this chord. Like I'm sitting here going, like, that's awesome. I could book that. I know people want to hear that, but can I play it? I can't play it, but I can appreciate it.
Well, I mean, I think most musicians are generally pretty easygoing to talk to when it comes to certain actors, because musicians are, especially if you get a group or one guy, they're just, I don't know, they're more relaxed. I recommend trying out with bands. I don't current bands, don't like current bands. I'm stuck in the 80s and that. Well, Echo, that's even better. You can still find 90s and 80s.
Yeah.
All my bands that I interviewed are from, God, man. I'm talking to Patrick and I talked to John Christ from Danzig, 1986, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of bands out there that
exist. Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of bands out there that play, like the bands that I booked and I've talked to from Bipolar. Man, all three of those bands, I could easily see you talking to Echo, Blind Adam and the Federal League, and the Boob Sweat and the Centaurettes. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy to talk to.
I think what band still exists is the band who made the song for Friday the 13th Part 5 with that 80s beat, dun, 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 where she's doing the robot dance. That band still exists. They're from Australia. I think they're called, like, I forgot the name of the band, but that's a great song. The song's called like Leaves Eyes or something. So there you go, Echo. You can talk about that band. So Lucard, got it. Yeah. Totally.
What about Vince Neil? So.
Oh, hey, you want to hear something funny about Tear? Can I tell you something? So today I spoke to the singer of Tear today, and I asked him, I said, hey, I'm going to see you in Chicago. What?
Nothing, not a knee dropper. What?
Oh, no, knee dropper? What do you mean a knee dropper? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No, go ahead. Tear is a great band.
They're fantastic. Well, I was talking to the singer today, and I said, is there anything you want in Chicago? Because I know he likes chocolates. I know, this guitar player smokes. And he said, this is the very first time a band has actually asked for this request from me. He said, we don't need chocolates. We don't need sweets. We don't need alcohol. We need boxer shorts and socks. He actually said that. And I'm like, is a packet of 5 from Target okay? He's like, yes. So I messaged my friends who are going to go to the VIP experience for Tear, and I'm like, Pseudo Echo. That's right. Pseudo Echo. Thank you, Echo. Yeah, thank you, Echo. Yeah, Pseudo Echo. So I messaged my friend, Tear wants boxer shorts and socks. And my friend goes, I'll take care of it. So we're going to deliver boxer shorts and socks to a touring band. Yeah, Echo, go talk to them, man. And by the way, Pat, do you know which guy ghosted me? Who never responded to me? Who? Ivan from Men Without Hats.
Really?
Yep. I commented on one of his Instagram posts, and I said, hey, I would love to talk with you. And he goes, send me an email. Here's my email. So that's what I did. And I sent him my link. And that's how much people don't care about us, is once I send the link, I know we're not going to get it. I know we're not going to get it. So I was like,
yeah, I had an email. I emailed 2 people too, and I didn't get shit back from them. So I get it. Yeah.
And you know what? That band needs to change their name because they have 2 females in the band. So it's like half men, half women without hats. And then that guy, Ivan, the singer, still wears a hat. It's fragrant false false advertising.
I have never heard of Kitty Corvette. Is that a singer?
Probably
I would
sounds
do.
like a singer.
I would do that.
Probably has like a pretty good.
I like talking to bands. I do. I'm down with that.
Oh, because you have history of dealing with bands, so you know how to handle them. Some people just don't, man. People don't know how to handle musicians, and that's the thing is when they meet their heroes or their favorite musicians, and they say, "Oh, that guy was a jerk or an asshole." You have to think to yourself, that dude was probably on a bus for like 10 hours, played a show the night before, completely. His whole body is just exhausted from just performing every single night. These guys have bad nights, okay? Like they actually have bad. That's why they get addicted to drugs and coke and drinking, because they have to keep that energy level for 30 days straight, sometimes even more.
I remember we did Cheap Trick, and you know I was working I was working the back area because I just felt like the band was when the band was playing. I was standing outside by the front. I always stood outside because of the noise. So at the end of the show, though, I would switch off with the guy who's looking at the back because I was just a lot more assertive about that. You know, like people would come backstage and I would sit there and say, no, you can't come back. So I go ahead and I have a couple of friends with me, and I do let them go back with me. And some other girls came back there, and they're all dressed up. You know, they look really nice. They look really pretty, and you know, they're older ladies and whatnot. And they see me taking my two friends back there, and they want to go back too. And I say, no, you know, I can't do that. And you know, they're looking at my friend. One of my friends was just a, you know, casual. The other one, she looked dressed to kill. And so he says, "Oh, I see what kind of girl you let back there. Oh, I guess, you know, maybe if I show you my tits, that you let me back there too." You know, and normally I would never respond to that. I never would. I was just like, well, whatever, because I've heard it 1,000 times before. Whenever I said no, but this time it really got me fried up. You know, and I turned around on my heel and I said, "Excuse me, that lady who you just called a slut, she worked over 40 hours to promote this show. She went around posting posters. She went to the radio station with flyers. She did this. She did this. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Did you do any of that? She deserves to go back there and meet the band. You deserve to get the fuck out." That's what
absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, backstage. But yeah, it's a tough job, man. You know, people don't. The musicians, man, you're right, man. That bus, all that bus riding, loading in, loading out. I mean, you know, after the show's over with, you just want to relax, but you still got all that shit you got to put up into the bus. I mean, and not every band had roadies. You know, a lot of bands it was just themselves.
Yeah, and then some of the tour buses, they share two bands on a bus, so they cut the bus in half. This is this band's and this is this band. So, you know, you have 15 members. And I heard I've only been on a tour bus just one time in my life, and I can tell you it was really, really cramped with 6 Italian guys, and we're all eating pizza, and it was extremely cramped. And I can't imagine living on this for 30 days. And I heard the beds are even uncomfortable in the tour buses.
Well, it all depends with, you know, how good the bus was. Al says he's got a new chat with the Bat premiering Sunday. Filmmakers and musicians. Who are you going to be talking to? Chat with the Bat.
Chat with the Bat. I like the name of that. Chat with the Bat.
Yeah,
how about batting? How about batting the chats? How about that one? You know, batting the chats.
There was the Bat, and then we had the Bat, and see, it used to be the Bat and the Cat, right? But the Bat just said, you know what? Nah, I'm done. I'm done with the cat. I'm gonna go hang out with the Mat. So now it's the Mat and the Cat and the Bat. I hardly ever get to do anything with Al Lucard anymore. We don't. Yeah, it's like we gotta do something. We gotta do something. Never happens. Never happens. But I always see him with the Mat. So I guess the Cat is out. The Mat is in. It's the Mat.
The Cat is.
It's the Bat and the Bat show.
Look what you did, Al. The cat's out of the bag.
The cat's out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. Yeah, I hope you can sleep well tonight, Lucard. Okay. See, now he needs to bring back the bat. And then if you get Macabro in there,
we are going to bring back. But we are bringing it back to bat. We're going to bring it back. We're going to bring back the bat in May. The bat is coming back in May.
But wait a minute. Why don't you get Macabro involved? And it'd be the bat, the cat, and the mask.
So you want me to ask you to get involved because you're the professor?
No, all my stuff is in storage right now. Okay, all my physical media is, I don't know where that is, but yeah, no, I cannot replace Macabro. Macabro is irreplaceable. I can be the Macabro assistant.
I still have yet to see you and the professor side by side.
Well, we've done streams before, but he doesn't turn on his camera. And you know what? Do you know when Professor streams, it sounds like he's like in a bunker. He's like, I think I'm going to drink vodka tonight. And I'm going to drink it. And I'm going to like it. He doesn't, because I know he's not wearing the mask. So his voice comes in much clearer.
I want to say who the bat is talking to on Sunday. Who do you think the bat will be talking to?
Oh, if I were to guess,
he said filmmakers or musicians. I don't know. It sounds like he's booking. Sounds like he's booked a director and a musician. So maybe a director and a band.
Steven Seagal. He's a filmmaker and a musician. The bat is talking to Steven Seagal. That's what he is.
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you. You know what's funny though? If Al actually got an opportunity to interview Steven Seagal, he'd do it. And I got to tell you, I don't think it'd be the worst one. He interviewed one person. I have to give my hats off. It just amazes me that he did it, and it amazes me that he did it with a straight face. He interviewed this guy named David Heavener. I don't know how he did it with a straight face. I was sitting there watching, and I was dying. I was laughing my ass off, and going like, "How in the hell is he sitting there with a straight face, asking questions?" Because this guy's like, he's like Steven Seagal bad. He is. He's Steven Seagal bad. His movies are Steven Seagal bad. But there's Al asking him really good questions, doing the interview, and I'm like, that he's got it going on. He's kicking my ass because I couldn't do that. I could. That's why I couldn't. You know, if he came up to me and he says, "Hey, I hear you have an interview show. How do I get on?" There's just no way I could do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
The bat. I mean, Pat, he's the bat. I mean, he can go anywhere, right? Like he could change forms. He could talk to.
He could hang around. Sure. You know, he could transform.
And by the way, here's a fun fact. So I have interacted with Steven Seagal on Twitter once, many, many years ago, before the channel was created, because he posted something. He said he posted something on Twitter saying, "How do I get verified?" And I responded back to him like, "Hey, Mr. Seagal, blah, blah, blah." And he followed me. This is my personal Twitter. And then I changed it into the Friendly Men. So technically, Steven Seagal follows the Friendly Men on Twitter. And I've only interacted with him once. This is many, many years ago, probably 7 years ago. Never responded back to me. So, but he does follow me. And I should take a screenshot. Pat, that should be my claim to fame. You know, that should be the Friendly Men's claim to fame. Like, hey, does Steven Seagal follow you? No, he follows us. But dude, now
you can do that. Make it into a picture and put it as your banner for your channel.
It could be, but now he's kind of controversial with the whole Russian situation. So I don't really kind of want to stay easy about that. You know, they're gonna go, well, that's so great that But yeah, he actually, it says like, and Macabro is the only one who follows us on Twitter, and Macabro goes to the people that like follow us. His name shows up. Yeah, and I can email him. Never get back from him. Yeah.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah. No, because like he follows us, so I can send him a DM directly, but he just never, responds back because he's Steven Seagal, But I do love his SNL sketch. That was amazing. I love it. I found it on the internet. It's really hard to find because it's like banned, and SNL doesn't want anybody to see it. But I did find it. It's one of the funniest SNL episodes I've ever seen because he's so bad. Okay, now the question is, would Seagal actually do the interview, or would someone send one of his body? I would say both, I would love to interview Steven Seagal's buddy double, and I would have Mark wear a Steven Seagal type black shirt and just film Mark from behind,
Right. You can
and
get
then
away with that.
someone else does his
You know
voice.
what? You can actually probably get away with that. I mean, if you
Sure.
actually did that, you just filmed the back of his head. Honestly, what's he gonna say? I mean, it's like watching one of your movies. We know it's not you. We can tell
Mhm.
when it's not you.
It's always someone that's like,
Why would you? I mean, well, for another thing too, you can actually sit there and say an interview with Steven Seagal, and then in parentheses you can put a parody, and
yeah,
that takes you
and
right. That gets you right off the hook. It's like it's a parody. It's not. It's not real. It's you don't want to. So
yeah. I you know what? You're right. I think I should consider doing something like that. Just film someone from
that
behind.
would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
You could ask all the famous. You could ask Steven Seagal like his favorite donut is. What's his favorite flavoring.
well, when
Yeah.
I hang out with Mr. President,
How do you write all those deep songs that on your albums?
alligator ass, man. That song rules, by the way. His most
What's
famous one is
it like?
alligator ass.
What's it like beating up a 150-pound stuntman in every movie?
Yeah, that's right. And that's the funny thing is his body doubles are always smaller than him. That's
Oh,
the funniest thing.
yeah.
They have more hair. Oh, by the way, so Titus Parr, who we've had on the show, he directed a Seagal movie, and he told us a really funny story about Seagal on set. About he was so angry that Steven chose the woman that he wanted to be in the film because they hired this woman to be naked with him on the bed. There's no speaking role or anything. So Steven chose the woman that he wanted to be in the movie with him. And he told Titus, I want her to be my soulmate and blah, blah, blah. So they hired this woman. She got sick, couldn't make the shoot. So the cast and crew had to fly another woman from, I want to say she came from Alabama to be in this movie. Perfect Weapon, it's called. And so she did it. And Seagal was furious and yelled at everybody on set. He said, that's not the woman I wanted. I wanted this woman. And that Titus Parr, the film director, had to get on his hands and knees and beg for forgiveness from Steven Seagal. And this story is on our channel. This story is actually on our channel. He told us this story. And he said he'll never work with Seagal ever again.
No, yeah. Echo says a Seagal interview. He is probably full of shit.
Well, I mean, he's Seagal. What do you expect? I mean, he's killed 150 people. Works for the CIA. He's trained black ops operatives. He's done everything.
Yeah. He's got all that. He's got all that. Every character is got. Yeah. Did you ever see on Deadly Ground?
Of course, that movie is amazing. It's probably one of my
God.
with Michael Caine, right?
They had Gunny Hartman. They had R.L. Ermey, right?
That's right, R.L. Ermey, yeah.
The real deal, and he has to give a speech on how badass Steven Seagal's character is. I was crying. I was like that. I'm like, you're telling Gunny, who's been in war, who's trained men to go to kill, and you're asking him to describe Steven Seagal like this guy here. He's the most deadliest guy on the planet. If you don't hear him coming, you'll never will because he'll kill you. I'm like, they should be talking about Gunny that way. They should have flipped the script. Oh,
well, man. He did. Well, Steven wrote the script and directed it, so of course, yes. And Steven, if you like A Perfect Weapon, I can try to talk to the film director for you, Titus Parr. He's a great guy, actually. Titus is a wonderful guy. Really fun too.
The Perfect Weapon was a good film for Jeff Speakman. Yeah, whatever happened to him? He did one great first film, and then that was it. I've never saw him after that. The Perfect Weapon was badass.
That's Titus's movie. Oh, that's right. We were going to give you Titus, but just schedule changes and stuff.
Well, no, Jeff Speakman did a movie called The Perfect Weapon, and it was before Seagal.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. The 80s, right? It wasn't the 80s or 90s, right?
I don't know what happened to him. He had a good move, first intro, first time it was his first, like his major studio thing, and it was at the theater and everything. He did really well. I mean, he was, good actor, The ladies liked him. He had, he could fight. I mean, he could fight. And then after that, I don't know what happened to him. He just never did another mainstream movie. I think after that he went straight to videos.
Well, I think. Oh, so he continued acting. Well, maybe straight to videos pay more. Maybe it's less hassle.
I mean, Steven Seagal movies. There's a reason why he keeps making them, because people keep buying them.
Well, I heard that it's the Steamroller company that's putting them out. I heard it's his company. I heard that's actually is owned by Seagal, so it makes sense because he always works with the same director, which is a guy by the name of Keone Waxman. Like he's done like so many of his movies,
right?
Yeah, and Keone is like a martial arts guy, but it is what it is. Now he did that movie with Stone Cold Steve Austin in the prison, right? Maximum Conviction. That's right, Macabro.
Right. Steve Austin, he quit doing movies. It's because he got tired. He got tired of being handed the same shit every movie.
Well, he needs to be a romantic lead in the movie. I swear to God, I'm gonna take you to dinner.
They did give him a couple of romantic leads, but he just got tired of doing the same old. I mean, I can understand that. It's like, you're seeing other actors and they're doing more interesting things. It's like, trust me to do something else. I mean, why couldn't Steve Austin do a comedy? I mean, look at he popped up in Grown Up 2, and he was funny in that.
So the movie wasn't very funny, but he was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand anything about the movie.
Grown Up 2 was disappointing. The first one's a classic.
There's no story in Grown Ups 2. There's absolutely no story whatsoever. Just things happen, and that's how it is.
The first movie was as a brilliant piece of filmmaking. I've never seen a mainstream movie more badly edited than that movie. More product placement than that movie. Yep, it is still one of the funniest movies I saw.
Yeah. So you know what, Patrick? I think Betty made me realize that it's almost 11 where I am, so I should probably get going because it's my sleeping time. You've been on for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
That's enough.
It's enough, Betty. You're right, Betty. Nobody wants to hear us anymore. We're out of here, okay? Yeah. We gotta give Betty her wishes,
Yeah, we're out of here. We're out of here. But we'll be back tonight at 9 p.m. tonight. Again, tonight at 9 p.m. And we have Michael Cassie will be with us, and we'll be joined by co-host Khalil Neal, and we'll be here and to talk about Hunter's Moon. That starred Thomas Jane, Amanda Weiss, Sean Patrick Flannery, Daniel Hill, Katrina Baldwin, and Jay Moore. And we'll be talking with Michael Cassie about his experience filming that movie. And it's gonna be a lot of fun tonight. I'm looking forward to it. You can come join us. You can come join us. The movie is on Tubi. So when you guys come in, I will be putting the link up there for that. And you guys can all join in. And if you have any questions about it, if you love werewolf movies, this is the show you want to show up to. This is one of the funnest, most original premises I've ever seen. I absolutely love it, and I'm hoping tonight. I'm going to ask him again. I'm hoping he's writing stories for it. I would love to see a novel of it. I would love to see a graphic novel of it. I would love to see anything of it. It's a fun story. And so Michael will be here tonight at 9:00, and hopefully we will see some of you here for that. But we're out of here.
Before we go, I have a suggestion for you. I think Professor Macabro should sing the Have Cheetah Will View theme song. I think it would be very great. I think it'd be very clever. It'd be like,
so you're doing. So you're singing it now? Are you singing it now then?
No, I think Macabro should sing it.
But you are Macabro.
No, I am Macabro's assistant. I am Professor Macabris. Macabro.
We still have never seen you and the Professor side by side before.
Well, we have been together side by side, but we don't see him, but they always see me. But I'm just making a suggestion.
I could be wrong because there is things. See, I will say this: Professor Macabro cannot be James because Professor Macabro wears glasses.
No, that's true. I had eye surgery, so no, but I really suggestion Macabro make a song for him. Pat wants a theme. Good job. All right. Well, listen, everybody, thank you so much for having me. This has been a great time. Great interview with me, Pat. I'm so thankful for being on your show. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You'll be seeing my annoying posts all over the Instagrams. And as Jim's still here, I'll send Jonas his love.
James left. Jim left a little while ago.
All right. Well, his name is also James too, but it's short. So cool. All right. Well, thanks for having me, Pat. This has been fantastic. So take care of yourself.
All right. Peace, everybody. See you tonight at 9:00. Bye.